Hey everybody, this is the Aggressively Medium podcast with Lee and Josh. One. Hey,
Episode 111.
Yep.
Or 111.
111. Or 111. Or 111. Or 11-1.
Or 111.
That's what you said first, yeah.
Yeah, so we're back from the beach. We're back from hiatus. It's been 2 weeks since we filmed one of these, roughly.
Yeah.
So, a lot's changed.
But
I'm 33 now.
yeah.
The year of our Lord.
33.
Yep.
Same age Jesus was when he died.
Yep. So
I'm almost positive he was 32.
he was not. He started Miracles when he was 30.
30, and he did 2 years.
3
of business?
years. 3 years of business.
You're right.
I know I am.
I wasn't planning on talking it. That's fun. How old is Jesus? Not today.
How old would Jesus be today?
33.
Yep.
On Friday, March 25th. Do we know that?
I'm sure there's like some statistical evidence or
now that's Wikipedia, so who knows?
Yeah, he was probably 40 then.
Yeah.
If Wikipedia says 33.
We were at the beach.
We were at the beach, and then
Now we haven't been at the beach for over a week.
yeah,
seems like it.
I was trying to figure out why we filmed 2 in 1 week, and I thought that we had been gone for 2 weeks, but it was really we were gone for 1 week, but we filmed 2 episodes that week.
And if you put it out on Friday, nobody would have known.
I put it on Saturday.
That's when you put them out.
Yeah, that's
nobody would have known the difference.
Yeah,
if we hadn't
said something. Yep. So I have an interesting thing that I came across. In your mind, who would you say is not? I wouldn't say the biggest Christian band, but like as far as like the secular world goes, a band that would be like
Skillet.
that you think like that.
If you told 100 people if you Family Feuded, name a Christian secular band.
Yeah, well, yeah, or just a Christian band that secular people would enjoy. Like,
So like
it's not universally Christian.
Not Toby Mac.
Not Toby Mac.
Yes.
Not
Skillet, maybe.
I still feel like they're pretty. Hey, it's your vote.
Or Lecrae, maybe.
Yeah, I
Now.
could see Lecrae being now. What about the Killers?
Never heard of them.
The Killers, Mr. Brightside.
Oh, they're not a Christian band.
Look up Mr. Brightside lyrics. Read them to me.
I'm going up, raising up and doing just fine. I gotta get down because I wanna get end up like this. It was always a joke. Right?
Something like that.
Destiny is calling me. Coming out of my cage and I'm doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. Started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. Don't fall asleep. She's calling a cab while he's having a smoke, and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed, and my stomach is sick. It's all my head, but she's touching his chest now. He takes off her dress now. Let me go. It's killing me to take control. Jealousy. Choking on your alibis. It's the price I pay. Destiny's calling me because I miss Brightside. Well, am I supposed to find something in here?
I mean, the chorus.
Jealousy, turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis, but it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes because I'm Mr. Brightside. Yeah. Is it
Christian themes, yeah.
Is this a joke?
Turning saints
into the sea.
Into the sea. So, walking on water.
What? Because you could even say that, like, being jealous makes saints salty. You could say that.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. It's about Jesus. Especially the part where we talk about taking her dress off and kissing. That's super spiritual.
Yeah.
What did you have? What did you...
So, this article says, from Mr. Brightside to Pressure Machine, the Killers are still singing about God. So Mr. Brightside, jealousy, turning saints into the sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis, but it's the price I pay. Destiny is calling me, open up your eager eyes, because I'm Mr. Brightside. So there's this person saying, how could I have missed it mentions saints and claims that destiny is calling? Now I know that the speaker in the chorus asked to have his eyes open to the reality and the pain of the suffering in the world, but also to the path laid out before him. On their last two albums, the Killers continue to circle around faith and eventually grasp it, if not in a completely solid form. The same themes are explored in much of the overtly spiritual and direct way, and the two albums were released by the Killers in 2020 and 2021. Let's see. This would be Imploding the Mirage has an ethereal album cover of cloud figures over an American pastoral scene, and it begins with the song My Own Soul's Warning. If you could see through the banner of the sun into eternity's eyes like a vision reaching down to you, would you turn away? If it knew you by your name, what kind of words would cut through the clutter of the whirlwind of these days? It ends with the line, I just want to get back to where you are. Without naming God outright, this seems to be about him.
Yeah, this took 2 seconds. Brandon Flowers, the lead singer of the Killers, he's Mormon.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that is.
Yeah.
He talks about it a bunch.
Yeah.
They're not.
But that's, I mean, it's somewhat.
I like people that are Christians that sing music.
Yeah.
More than Christian musicians.
Oh, absolutely. There's very few Christian musicians that I like.
Unless it's worship music.
Yeah.
But that's not the same.
This is just a snippet of some more songs. When I came back empty-handed, you were waiting in the road and you fell on my neck. And you took me back home. After all that I took from you, after all that I put you through, here I am. Give me the eyes that I may see the good in people and the trouble in me. Give me the hands that I might lift the weight of another who's starting to drift. So that's just, but like it's something that it's an interesting theme that we didn't know existed until today. So. I mean, Mormons aren't Christian, but
yeah, they're trying.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Speaking of
old
that,
Joey Smith tried, but
yeah, when you start making up your own books and tell people to read those instead, you lose me.
Like Joel Osteen.
Exactly like Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
All right. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for the perfect transition to this thing.
Speaking of people who aren't Christians. A new Gallup poll suggests
I'm working on it, man.
that Christianity, people claiming to be Christian, is at an all-time low.
Adult Christians are at an all-time low. Right here. Got it?
Gosh.
I don't have it.
You don't have it.
I don't have it.
Dang it.
Oh, I do have it. Hold on.
I've got it, but hold on a couple more seconds.
I don't have it. I do have it. It's a Gallup poll. Yeah. Belief in God among U.S. adults dips to all-time low.
Mm-hmm.
There's no link.
Wow. Just smoothest transition in the world, like butter. You're the one that started the transition didn't have it.
I thought there was a link. I'm going to find it.
So anyway, there's a Gallup poll.
Yeah.
And the Gallup poll is asking people whether they believe in God or not, right?
Yeah. So it was a Gallup poll that's claimed.
You want to circle back around to this one later?
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
So I guess we can talk about this. I saw a TikTok the other day of this girl who she got famous through TikTok, essentially. Mm-hmm. She's gained a lot of fame, a lot of popularity. More than likely, I'm sure has gained monetarily through her TikTok fame as well. And she posted a video the other day where she was just crying. And it was was she was crying about how mean some of the people were in the comments and how they were just like ripping her apart. And like every time she posted a video, somebody's saying something negative. And like to me,
yeah, it's TikTok.
well, but like, okay, I know this doesn't mean a lot because I'm not in that position. But I feel like if I was in that position and I gained fame somehow through some virality,
right,
that the negative comments wouldn't weigh me down as much as people, like all these other people. Like I've seen it happen 5 or 6 times where it's like somebody gains popularity and then they can't handle how negative people are. And it's
so think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Think about Bezos.
Yeah.
You've seen that old picture of Bezos in that
Super
4x4 cubicle with a sheet like this with Amazon spray painted on it.
Mm-hmm.
That dude don't give a what nobody says.
He might.
Because he grinded to get there.
Yeah.
If you made a couple of videos and in a month you have 1 billion followers on something and you didn't earn that fame, why would you ever feel comfortable with that fame?
I guess that's partly true, but like the fame for me wouldn't feel like, I don't know if I would have a problem grasping at the fame necessarily, but like oh, somebody keeps commenting, hey, your nose is crooked or something, like your eyes are too close together.
Well, when you base
care.
everything, well,
like
but when you base everything you have off of an external thing that's super objective to people,
mm-hmm. Well, and like the video, our most popular video to this date is still the weaponized incompetence, and I laugh, like it makes me laugh, the people that comment on that. Because we had a bunch of feminists and they were like, oh, you guys are a bunch of dummies.
I got it.
Because of the thing that you think.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it makes me laugh every time. There's nothing that I'm like, oh my gosh, they really think I'm an idiot. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care that you think I'm an idiot. Like, your opinion to me is idiotic.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. I have a problem with people who get upset on social media because people are bad mouthing them. It's like, it has no bearing on your life. Like, just because that person is commenting negative things, it doesn't mean that like you're less popular in some way. Like, that person still clicked your video and watched your video and commented on the video. You still have just as many likes and just as many comments and views on your videos. It shouldn't mean anything.
Well, nobody taught them how to deal with that crap.
I guess so.
It's just weird. To families. That's what it goes back to. Which is alarming because a new Gallup poll that was released Saturday which the headline that I read is a lot. Anyway, belief in God in U.S. dips to 81%, a new low. That's so high.
Yeah.
That 81% is liars who they get asked on the spot.
Oh, they're saying 81% said that they weren't Christian, or 20-something% of people said that they weren't?
81% believe in God, which is an all-time low.
That's high. Yeah.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's people trying to feel good filling out this Gallup poll, because ain't no chance 81% of nobody's believing in God in this country.
All the like polls and stuff though, like you can skew that stuff very easily to what you want it to be.
Gallup generally doesn't. They've been the gold standard forever.
Okay.
If you see a Gallup poll, that's the one. It was done correctly.
Yeah, because like I mean, based on region and
so 81% believe in God, down from 87% in 2017. Mm-hmm. That's the last time they did it. 4 in 10 believe God can intervene on people's behalf.
So those are the Christians.
Yeah, 2 out of 5. So, yeah.
Those are the Christians.
That's 40%. That's still high.
Why did you go? This is
4 in 10? Because it said 4 in 10.
No, stop.
Oh.
You said, so 4 in 10 or 2 out of 5. And it's like, You already had 4 and 10. Like, why'd you keep
2
going
out of
down?
5 makes it easier.
1.6 out of 3 of them. It's
No,
like
it'd be 1 out of 2.5.
just
Yeah, because 2 out of 5 is easier to figure out than 4 out of 10.
what? That it's 40%?
No. I'm not worried about the percentage because this says 4.
If you had 10 people, there'd 4 of them.
Well, yeah, that's 40%. So is 2 out of 5.
Sure, but you had 4 out of 10, and then you went to
I
2
know,
out of
but
5.
I was doing it as a line of 10 people, and now I've got to pick 4 of them, or it's a line of 5 people, and I just picked 2 of them. It's easier to do that one.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
for all those that didn't confuse, which hopefully
It didn't
was
confuse.
most of
It
you.
didn't confuse me. It was just like, why did you?
6 percentage points down since 07. Between 1944 and 2011, it was always above 90%
Yeah.
until 2011.
Okay. So if you would have said
9 out of 10.
400,000 people out of a million,
Why would I
said,
say that?
but no, if that was the number, if that was the number that they gave you, it was like 400,000 people out of the million people that we polled said that they believe that.
That's 40%.
Yeah, but then if you would have said, 4 out of 10, it was like, okay, that's an easier number to digest. But it was already an easy number to digest.
Yeah, I made it even easier.
Okay.
I attempted to. I'm
It
sorry
would-
that threw you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Dang.
Here's something that I've noticed, and this is whatever you want to say, but I've noticed a big slant in television recently of I still see some Christian people in TV shows. I'm seeing a lot more Muslim people.
Oh, yeah.
Like Muslim families in
Right.
TV shows. Like I've watched 3 or 4 TV shows in the past year that it was like a Muslim-based TV show.
You're pissed.
I wasn't pissed. I was just like,
I'm just kidding.
I've
Yeah.
noticed a trend, and I'm like,
Well-
it's interesting that trend is happening, but they're more modest
Yeah.
than Christians.
Yeah.
They're more legalistic than
Generally
Christian.
conservative
Yeah.
values.
And so it's like, why is this shift towards
well,
like it's okay to be Muslim, but if you're a Christian, we have some problems.
Yeah.
It's an interesting like
yeah.
when a Christian comes out and he says like Kanye
Christopher-
West.
Yeah.
When Kanye West said, I don't want Kim Kardashian wearing these small outfits because it makes people stumble.
Yeah.
And I think that my wife shouldn't be the apple of everybody else's eye, just
And
mine.
If his name was Omar,
then they'd be like, oh, yeah, culture.
right on.
Yeah, your culture.
Expressing your beliefs.
Yeah. I don't have any problem with Muslim people, though.
In general?
You do, yeah. I'm not anti-Muslim. I've just noticed the trend.
The groups with the largest declines over the years are also the groups that are currently least likely to believe in God in general, including liberals, 62%, young adults, 68%, and Democrats, 72% believe in God.
Yeah.
Is highest among political conservatives at 94% and Republicans at 92%.
Yeah, because everything's become politicized now.
Right.
Christianity's become
Well, but
politicized.
they also just asked, like, in the survey, you also get asked, who do you vote
Yeah.
for? And they put them together like that. But, what is the men? Men is 80%. Women was 83%. People of color was 88% and white folks was 79%.
Oh, yeah. I could have told you that. Seems pretty easy.
The most people that believe in God were 50 and older.
Because they've seen stuff.
Yeah. Non-college graduates more so than college graduates.
Makes sense.
Married over non-married.
Yeah. Because you'd have to be. You'd have to be a Christian to stay married.
Having children above or below the age of 18 didn't really change much. Conservative and liberal
Yeah.
was wild. East,
Coast.
East, Midwest, South, and West. So, South was the most, and the West and East were tied for the least.
Makes sense.
West having the least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Way more in the city, in rural, and suburban, and not so much in the cities.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that.
Yeah, that was new.
Yeah.
But
so I saw this new feature on Google.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think of a song real quick. And let me know when you got one. Got one?
Yep.
Okay. I want you to just hum the song.
Oh, well, it's going to get it. La Cucaracha?
La Cucaracha.
Yep.
But like, so think of a song that's not a, like what's in, like a country song.
You do one.
Think of okay, I can't think of any songs right now.
Have you ever heard of Shazam?
Yeah, but Shazam, you couldn't hum into it. You can just like have like a vague idea of what the.
So you do yours and I'll do mine
at the same
for
time.
Your song.
Okay. Gosh. Okay. Ready? Set. Oh wait, I didn't do search a song. Okay, start over. All right, ready, set. I can't think of them that much of the song.
Shazam ain't got it.
When I've got to hum it, I forget the lyrics.
I'd be pretty fired up if it had pulled that off. That would have been pretty cool.
I can think of the lyrics in my head, but when I got to go to hum them, I lose it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was doing that "Baby You a Song" and makes me want to roll my windows down
and
cruise.
But then it has a big long.
I know that's what
guitar
I kind of
riff.
stopped. Yeah. Yeah. Oh shoot! What's another song? You think of a song. You're doing better at this than I am. You let me know when you're ready.
All right.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Don't Stop Believing.
That was it. Don't ever ask me to do that again.
Google's better.
That's fine.
I had never seen that. I knew Shazam, but I didn't know you can. So you can hum into Shazam then too.
No, that didn't work.
Apparently not.
Yeah, it didn't work for either one of them.
Google. It worked for Google. Yeah. Well, speaking of
poison,
sick new technology.
Yep, we've got some new tech. Man, there we go. Found it.
Okay, good.
Found it quick.
Yeah. Speaking of sick new technology, we've got some stuff.
Josh, have you ever heard of melatonin?
I have almost taken it every night for the past 5 years.
Then I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Correctly pronounced melatonin.
Oh.
I just made that up.
Melatonin.
Calls to poison control for melatonin poisoning have skyrocketed over the past decade.
Yeah.
Between 2012 and 2021, U.S. Poison Control Center saw a 530% increase in calls about children who had ingested large amounts of the sleep aid supplement. And we did this. We ran the math there. But in that decade, there were 260,000 cases of melatonin ingestion, 27,000, so just over 10%, which would be 1 in 10.
How many out of 5 would that be?
A half in 5. For every 5 people, a half a kid.
Yeah.
Of those 260,000 cases reported, 27,000 required treatment at a hospital. Of those 27,000, 4,000 were I guess that means like kept over, like hospitalized. Mm-hmm. Of that 4,000, 290 received ICU care. Of those 290, 5 needed mechanical ventilators, and of those 5, 2 died.
Yeah. So there were 5 extreme cases.
Yeah.
And then 2 of those 5 extreme cases. If you went
to the ICU, 290 serious, like go to the ICU.
Yeah.
Like you had paramedics come, they deemed, all right, we need to get to the hospital. The hospital said, we need to admit you. Then we need to take you to the ICU.
Because, well, so the way that I've seen, this is the way that I've seen hospitals work, is there's not a ton of like, this floor is just a bunch of patients.
Yeah.
It's like this floor has people with heart problems.
Right.
This floor has, and so it might have just been like a catch-all. Like, sure, we're going to put you in the ICU. And the ICU's got
But that was all over the country.
Yeah. The ICU has more, they're watching you.
Yeah.
More actively.
Intensive care.
Than a regular. And so if you've got a kid who has ingested a bunch of melatonin and you're worried about them.
And they're on a ventilator?
5 of them are on a ventilator.
Right.
Yeah. What I'm thinking is what has caused the rate increase is because there's just more melatonin around.
Yeah.
Everybody's using melatonin. Like when I was growing up.
A decade ago, you couldn't buy melatonin. I mean, I'm sure
people
could.
Probably didn't even know what melatonin was.
It wasn't at Walmart. Buy the Flintstone vitamins.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing is like most of the melatonin is like, hey, this is a gummy that you can chew before you go to bed. And so some kid gets a hold of a bottle full of melatonin gummies without any adult supervision. They're probably just going to go to town on some gummies.
I did it when I was little with
acid.
No, multivitamins. The bubble gum. The big old cheese puff tub of vitamins that was gum that lasted like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think I ate half the thing. It was probably like 50 pieces of gum.
Yeah.
I didn't eat the gum.
Yeah.
I would just chew it up and spit it out.
Until there wasn't no more flavor and
then spit it out. And my mom opened the trash can lid or something and saw it and freaked and called poison control. And they just said, watch me.
Yeah. That's what most...
Yeah, they just said, watch it.
Yeah. So if you
I was fine.
Yeah, if you call poison control, they're either going to tell you just like, all right, just watch them. Like, especially if it's something like vitamins. Yeah. Like, you're not going to have a ton of risk in a bunch of vitamin C. Because, like, in all actuality, you know what?
I beat all that out.
Well, I was going to say, those emergency packets that we have now probably had more milligrams of vitamin C
than all that
gum in that entire thing.
Yeah.
1,000 milligrams of vitamin C is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
It's because of there's more melatonin.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So, tighten your bottles up.
Yeah.
And put them up high.
Yeah. Don't have them down low where kids can get to them.
Would that be something you'd say?
What?
Like if you went to somebody's house and they had all their pills, like where you put your pots
on the counter
pans.
or something?
No, like you open up like low.
Yeah. Be like, hey, you need this.
You could as a firefighter.
I'd tell somebody that is non-firefighter.
Okay.
Well, if you walk into somebody's house and they got a bunch of
it ain't your
painkillers laying
saying,
on the floor, be
not
like, hey,
open. I just mean like
I know.
Like if you didn't know and you walked into somebody's house and you were like, man, do you have any Tylenol? And they opened up a bottom cabinet where all
I'd be
their
like, hey, dude, don't you think you should lift that up some? Like, do you have kids? Or if they don't have kids, do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Live free.
Yeah.
Well, like we all should have.
Why reach?
Yeah, why reach up? Which granted, eye level for me is going to be the best anyway. If I got to bend down, I might not even take the medicine.
Right.
But yeah, kids don't know what's good for them. And so they're going.
Yeah. Another thing this said is that like melatonin's not really in anything, so anybody can produce it. So there's just been a flood of melatonin to the market too. Like you can buy 30 different kinds of melatonin at Walmart.
Yeah.
In a row. And so there's just so much more melatonin.
Yeah, which is what we were essentially saying too.
And
Yeah.
I didn't need some science book to tell me that. We can figure that out on our own.
Yeah. I mean, we felt like it deserved enough attention, though, to put it on our podcast.
Well, because y'all hose melatonin, so I just thought it was
We
interesting.
hose melatonin.
Yeah,
We don't hose it. Yeah,
Speaking of
kids
hoses,
don't know what's...
Speaking of kids and hoses.
Kids don't know what's good for them.
Yeah. Which here, let's do a role playing thing. So
Okay.
you just answer as a parent.
Okay.
Hey
What kind
dad,
of parent am I?
Dad, I'm 5.
What kind of parent am I?
A rational. You're Josh,
Okay.
and I'm your 5-year-old son.
Okay, let me get into character.
All right. Beat me. Okay, Dad.
What's my motivation?
You're just answering questions.
Okay.
Hey, Dad.
Yes, son.
Can
Wait,
I?
what's your name?
Lee's fine.
Okay.
You can call me son.
Okay.
Sport.
Yeah.
Can I drive the car?
What car?
No. This isn't a joke. I'm
No, I
asking
know.
you.
If I had a 5-year-old son, we've got the freaking Tesla down there that Jason drives
Dad.
around the neighborhood. If Jason comes up to me and says, "Hey, can I drive the car?" I'm not going to think he's talking about my car. I'm going to think he's talking about his car.
Dad, can I drive your car?
No, not today.
Dad.
Maybe when you're older.
Dad, can I
Take this bottle of melatonin. Yes.
yeah, can I have some of that alcohol?
Not right now.
Okay.
Maybe when you're older.
Can I cut my wiener off?
No.
Why not?
Not until
I
you're
feel
older.
like a girl.
Not until you're older.
How much older? See, you went off the
Older
deep
than you
end.
are.
I was just getting
Yeah.
to children shouldn't be deciding stuff like
Yeah.
this. Speaking of that, so we've talked about this not on the podcast. I'm trying to figure out how to step into this. Yeah.
There's
So if you
schools
think,
that are doing drag shows.
yeah, so
there
if,
you go.
if you think that like all this is overblown and like okay, the drag shows and like teachers talking about what it's like to be queer, that's their word, not mine.
But the way that you say it in your accent, it makes it.
Well, I can't help my accent.
I'm just telling you.
There was no malice
I'm
involved.
just telling
That
you,
was-
it's very homophobic the way that you say
okay.
it.
Well, I've never been scared of one, so I'm not. That's a bad diagnosis. Anyway,
You hadn't been around the right ones.
yeah. So a lot of people that are just kind of turning a blind eye to it, like you do with the like, how many people are involved in their like kids' PTA these days? It's not like it used to be,
I know I'm not.
right? But and so you just assume like school's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And that when you hear these far right groups showing these videos of drag queens at school, in like school libraries during a pep rally, doing dances and stuff, like that's not real. That's not at a school. Okay, it's all real, and all you gotta do is, I've been meaning to show you this because the libs of TikTok.
Yeah.
Instagram page.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a fine TikTok. I just don't have TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
But the amount, so this person basically all she does now is just expose this stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find a post recently that's not of a video or of a flyer for something that like this stuff is happening all over the place, all over the country.
Mm-hmm.
And all you got to do is just go look. It's teachers. It's like, and I don't know why, like, why would a drag queen be like, I just don't understand how that would be an example to anything that you would need an example for as a kid.
So if I can put myself in their shoes and follow the logic that they probably have, is that we need to be accepting of everybody and their lifestyles. And so we're going to show you a group of people that some people might think these are bad people. But we know that they're not. And we need to show acceptance to these people. We need to be the best people that we can be and show acceptance of these people.
But did you know what the weird stuff is? That's fine. And I'm
that's just the logic I would imagine.
I'm going to do everything in my power to not get fired up. That's my goal.
Good.
A lot of these, especially the ones that like parents get from their kids that they're given from their teacher, like a flyer like this, it'll at the bottom saying like, don't worry about telling your parents about it.
Yeah, that would be a little bit weirder.
Or even some of them where they've uncovered memos from like principals to teachers is like, if your kid says that they want to be a girl, do not call them a girl in front of their parents. Just do it in the classroom.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
I would imagine it would be hard. Like if it was, so when you're talking about states like California, all logic's thrown out the window, obviously.
Yep.
But if it's almost anywhere else in the country, I would imagine that if something like that were to happen and the parents got upset about it and like formed a group that says like, hey, we're not okay with this and we don't want it to happen anymore.
They have those.
Yeah, when that happens, I would imagine that at that point the school isn't going to say, oh, well, you're still in the wrong and we're going to keep doing the thing that we're doing, because they're civil servants.
That's what they're doing.
I
arrested parents at PTA meetings.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah. Like this year.
Yeah. Well, I remember the Matt Walsh documentary where they were talking about he went to some school board meeting they were talking about that stuff, but I don't remember. In most of those videos that I've seen of like people in front of the school board and
they're
stuff,
freaking out too.
Well, no, they just sit there and they just take whatever is said to them, and then they're like, okay, like they're there to listen and observe the things that the parents are saying, and so.
But when their objectives come from the Department of Education, like there's no room for parent intervention anymore. That's one of the biggest things that parents' rights in schools is like a big thing going on right now. It's because the Democrats are trying to make it to where you don't have to disclose stuff to parents.
Yeah, but did all that happen in 2 years?
It wasn't happening when Trump was the president. And I'm not trying to...
I think it was still...
Trump.
Yeah. No, I think it was happening. It hadn't caught on as much.
Well, I'll also... This might be part of it too. When stuff is going well, people are generally okay with like bumps in the road.
Yeah.
But when gas is $6 a gallon, and meat's $10 a pound, and you can't,
I would be hard pressed to believe though somewhere like Tuscaloosa, it would be because like the teachers wouldn't stand for it. Like it would get to the like if the administration came down and said, and there, so
I hope
there, so this is the caveat to that. If someone thinks that they are trans, then you do what they think, like, and their parents have accepted it at this point too. Like they are trans. Like you're not going to send that kid.
If it's a public school,
yeah. You're going to say, okay, if you say that you're a girl, I'm not going to sit here and call you a boy. I'm not going to ridicule you in front of people because you think that you're a girl. I'm going to say that you're a girl, which is whatever. I don't care. They have special bathrooms that they go to in the school here. That's like you don't go to the normal bathroom with either gender.
Right.
You don't go to either gender.
It's like a custodial closet bathroom.
It's a teacher's bathroom
teacher
but like other than that, I couldn't see like.
Well, because you wouldn't tell a girl who weighs 75 pounds that thinks she's morbidly obese she can't go to 11th grade.
Yeah.
Because she has a mental disorder.
Exactly. Yeah. You would just be like, okay.
You also don't but at the same time, you don't give her Slim Fast all day instead of lunch.
Yeah.
Because she thinks she's fat.
Yeah, and it, like outside of just calling them what they want to be called, I don't think that there's a lot of like here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that like going on.
So for Father's Day, Anna's folks got me a book about the history of the corruption of the Department of Education.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like 30 pages in. And so I'll have more with this.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a big book.
Yeah.
But I started reading it and it's
Well, so speaking of people who are transvestite, have you seen transable people? These people are
people in
Looney
wheelchairs
Tunes.
Or the people that have put acid in their eyes
to be blind. They're like, I was born blind.
How is that not
The same thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no
Throwing
idea.
acid in your eyes and cutting your nuts off seems comparable.
Well, not even cutting your nuts off, just taking the
castration pills.
the castration pills. Like, how is that not the same?
But
Exact
we're
same thing.
begging to give you the pills.
Yeah.
Just hint that you need the pills,
Yeah.
and I'll shove them down your throat.
In certain places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Like my doctor's not going to be like, oh,
transable.
Yeah,
I've seen the acid. I've seen somebody that busted her legs up so she'd be in a wheelchair. And then there's people that just are in wheelchairs.
I saw this was a TikTok. To me, it was a funny TikTok. It was like going through like some report or some other video. I think it was somebody else's video that they were going through a report that was like, all these people are transabled. They did this, they did this, they did that. And then it was a reaction from somebody who was gay. And they were like, all these years, you guys have been saying, we let the gays get married. And then all these other people are going to want to. And then he was like, maybe you were right.
Yeah.
It's like
hindsight, baby.
Crystal
Crystal clear.
Yeah. I'll have to find that video and link it in the comments or something but it was like, it was a guy who was a homosexual and he was saying like, yeah, maybe you guys were right. And
I'll show you a video off here that's funny.
okay.
We could show it here. It's not a weird video. It's just not.
Speaking of transable people, I've had this thought. So this is a funny thought that I've had, but it leads into something that I've been thinking recently. Right. So my wife thinks that I'm cute with glasses on. Mm-hmm. She's like, I think I like your glasses. You're handsome with your glasses, blah, 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 blah. And I've always said, you wouldn't walk up to a guy in a wheelchair and be like, I think your wheelchair is cute.
Oh.
Like, because your legs don't work, you are cute. Like, my eyes don't work.
Yeah.
They don't work. I can't do anything. This isn't a fashion statement.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't walk up to somebody who...
It would be, but you could just have flat black rim glasses with nothing. They've got a little style to them. So if you bedazzled up your scooter and then somebody came and was like, I like your scooter.
Yeah, I could see. So, but it's not about the glasses, this style of glasses. It's just like, I think you're cute with glasses on. That's like
You'd
if somebody
look cute with a
like,
back brace.
Somebody, spina bifida. You walk up to him and be like, dude, that is hot.
Yeah.
The way that your spine curves.
If one of your legs was shorter than the other one, you'd really have something.
Man,
there.
you'd be getting And it's like, sure, you think whatever you want about somebody. I mean, and some people might think that's attractive. I don't know. But I've had this thought recently. I was thinking about the apocalypse, like the end of the world.
I can't wait.
People with glasses are going to be screwed.
Yeah. Because you scratch them bad boys up or step on them once.
Where are you going to find another one?
A dead corpse that hopefully had the same prescription.
Dude, how
What's
likely...
your prescription?
Bad.
Oh, it's a rough one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're screwed then.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
How long does a good pair of glasses last?
That's the other thing I was thinking is like, okay, if I can just get the like
the lenses,
and then just like figure out
a box of lenses.
I can figure out.
You could put duct tape around. You could figure it out.
Yeah, I could make the frames work.
You could
but
glue
I'm gonna
them
have
to a pair of goggles. That's what you'd need to do anyway. Is just get you a pair of goggles.
Oh, they'd fog up. I'm sure.
No, not the ones with the nose.
They'd fog up, man.
The scuba ones that have lenses.
I'm gonna have to have fins too.
No, They'll keep that. Yeah,
Do I get a snorkel?
I hope yours fall off. We'll leave you in the woods. That's fine.
Well, like people who have contacts.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
you'd have to go back to glasses.
Yeah, you'd have to if you could find glasses that fit you, or you're.
Yeah. And are we talking apocalypse like it was a meteor and now it's just folks left?
Zombies.
Oh, so yeah. Well, we're all dead anyway.
Well,
but
you might be.
Yeah, you won't see it happen with your glasses crunched on the ground.
Gosh, this is a weird. Okay, so we were at the beach this past week. Mm-hmm. We were at the hangout. They have this. I'm trying to go through this fast. They have this thing at the hangout that's like foam parties for kids, and so I went down there to take Jason, our son, and say, hey.
Not our son.
Yeah, our son.
Your son.
No, mine and your son.
Your son.
I took him down there to the foam party place, and I was like, hey, run through there.
There's a cross-dresser in there dancing.
Yeah, no. there was a guy, it was an older man who, him and his grandson were there, and he told his grandson, he said, hey, jump on in. And the grandson took off running, breakneck speed, dove
on the concrete
into the concrete, and also hit the back of the stage, busted his head wide open. Mm-hmm. And I looked at the guy and I said, I've got a med kit. And then I took off running to the car and then took off running back. Because like all I saw was blood is all over this kid's face. It's dripping, and it had only been like 2 seconds. And so I'm thinking, this kid's bleeding like a stuck pig. So I take off running. Forget that I have a son.
I'm interested. I've just heard this story 30 times and saw it happen.
So this is the interesting part that I've been thinking about. End of the world, you're going to have to do better about your cardio.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, you're going to do a lot of running. Yeah. Even if it's running and gunning.
If you're zombies.
Even if it's not zombies. Yeah. If it's an active shooter.
Yeah.
And you have a gun to hopefully disarm this man. Mm-hmm. Or unalive him, you're going to do a lot of running and gunning. Mm-hmm. Your cardio is going to have to be tip top.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of cardio,
oh yeah, I didn't know what that was. I thought you had come across something.
No. Yeah. So speaking of cardio,
yeah, give me a
there's
second.
a study that's come out.
No idea. I would have had it pulled up already. I had no idea what that was about.
There's a study that's come out that you remember when you were in gym class and you
played sports.
Yeah, or you played sports and you start breathing real heavy.
Yeah.
And they tell you
to stand up.
Till you stand up.
Put your hands on top of your head.
Put your hands on top of your head. You breathe.
Stand up.
Open it up. That is not true.
Nope. Science.
Yeah, science has said, look, we can just talk about it. Science has said that if you put your hands on your knees, hunched over, and you breathe, it's going to be better for you. It's that study's been out for a couple of years now, at least, because I've seen it. But yeah, like, and it's funny because that's your body's natural reaction.
Right.
Like nobody ever told you, like, hey, if you get tired, put your hands on your knees and start breathing. Like they've told you the exact opposite. And then even knowing that and doing that for years, your first reaction isn't to put your hands above your head and breathe like that. So it
came out in 2019.
Yeah.
The amount of air inhaled into the lungs with each breath resulted in superior heart rate recovery.
Yeah.
In hands on knees.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense. If your lungs are balloons and you do this, you're
well,
my toes.
So the way that I'm thinking about it is when you put your hands on your knees and you hunch over like that.
Yeah.
You're not having to use anything.
You're straight piping air in and out.
Well, you're straight piping it, but you're not having to use anything to keep all of this other stuff up.
Yeah,
too.
This is a bunch of energy to hold your chest up.
When you let your chest down, I'm sure your chest expands a little bit, and so you've actually got more area to pull air in.
Yeah. And as doctors, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy that there's been doctors for 100 years at least, and then in 2019 they're like, "Hey, stop doing the thing where you put your hands above your head."
I don't trust them.
Speaking of, you've heard of rice, right? Like the
food?
rest, ice,
elevate
elevate to the
compression,
end.
compression, elevate.
Yeah.
Rest, ice, compression, elevation.
You know, the guy who come up with rice said no ice.
No ice.
Do not do ice anymore. It doesn't do any good. Heat does more good. Ice does nothing.
See?
The only thing that ice does is it numbs the area, but it doesn't actually cause any recovery, or it doesn't cause any.
It was supposed to help with the swelling.
Supposed to, but literally all it's doing is numbing.
That's fine.
But like, it's just funny
That
that
better
like,
not go mainstream. Because the Iceman will be out of business if all these sports teams quit worried about ice so much.
well, they got like cryotherapy now.
True.
But
No
yeah.
ice on rice.
No ice. It's rest, compression, elevation.
That's fine.
And then actually, I think they've even done more away with the rest part of it too. And they've said you need to move it around. You don't need to keep it locked up in one position. I read another article recently about that, and so it's really like where they're saying like, oh well, don't put any weight on it. It's like no, heat it up and put some weight up because the heat is going to draw blood to that area.
Okay.
And then as the blood comes to that area, it's going to heal it faster.
We're going to have a real experiment.
I'm going to break your arm, and then you break my arm.
I'm about to go get my knee worked on, looked at. I'll ask them. Between he and his wife, they'll know about it.
They should. If they don't, pull up the articles and be like, hey, what do you think about this?
Yeah, they might be like, that's crap.
What's the guy who come up with it?
Well, he might be senile. You don't know nothing.
I don't know.
We'll see, though. I'm intrigued. I'll ask.
Okay.
That's for sure. Do you want to go through these would you rathers? Or do you have some shower
We're
thoughts?
going to do both.
Okay.
We can do both.
All right.
So you do a would you rather, and then I'll do a shower thought.
All right. Oh, we'll start with the worst one. What's the dollar amount that makes you become the most vocal left-wing liberal in the world? What's the money value that it would take to make you do that? If I said, Josh, here is a blank check, you have to be...
Do I have to believe it?
Yeah.
I have to believe what I'm saying. Or I'm just a talking head.
You're a talking head, but you have to do so much research to support Biden. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to believe it, but you're going to be just steeped in it 24/7.
Well, let's see.
And I basically was like, here's a blank check. You have to be the number one the biggest Biden apologist on the planet.
Can I do a yearly income? Can I tell you how much it would cost me a year?
Per year. We can do that.
It would be between $200,000 and $500,000 a year.
And you're working 8 to 10 hours a day.
Yeah, because I don't want to lump sum. I want it because that's the only way I can think about it. It's like because I would have to give up everything.
Right.
I couldn't. Hey, I'm gonna go be a firefighter and then gonna go do talking head stuff.
But you're not even famous. You're just you still.
Oh, I'm just me.
Yeah, like nobody cares what you have to say, but you're the biggest.
Oh, it'd probably be the same amount.
Okay.
It'd
And what
probably
if I did it like this to where you didn't have to like study or care about the topics, but somehow in this magical world, all you can respond to like political or social questions is what woke people say on Twitter. Like that's the only thing that can come out of your mouth, and it just magically does it.
So, like the way that I'm thinking about it is like this is going to be for the rest of my life. I'm assuming.
Or I like the year to year.
Yeah, if I can do it year to year, then it's probably going to be roughly this. Or if it's just extra income, I might even go 100.
But if I was like
because I can keep being a firefighter.
Josh, what do you think about the Second Amendment? And then for 10 minutes, you just talk about just
like gun
spout
control.
off
We need more gun control.
But you have to, yeah.
We need to tighten up the borders.
Your life would be different, or the people you got around would be different.
Or I just wouldn't have any political conversations with people.
Yeah, that's true.
They'd be like, "Hey, what do you think about the Second Amendment?" And I'd be like, "Have you tried the new Monster Rehab flavor?"
Yeah.
So this shower thought. because you have blinked, you've never seen a whole movie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never seen a whole movie.
I've never seen more than 15 seconds of something consecutive. Nobody has.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. I like it. You want another one?
Yep.
Oh. This is kind of a shower thought.
Oh, okay.
So have you ever wondered, like, first, second, and third, why they have an ST and then an ND and then an RD?
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, I've thought about it. I don't know why.
It's the last two letters of the word.
Ah. Huh. Yeah.
And then this is, at my big age of 32, I just figured out. And you
Yeah.
turned
33.
Just turned 33.
Dang.
But yeah, that's third,
yeah.
THIRD.
RD. 3 and then RD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second, first.
It's just shorthand.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Fourth, fifth, sixth, it's all the same.
Yeah. 17th. Yeah.
It's just shorthand.
I was just thinking through like what would be
and
another
if it's 17,
101st.
yeah,
ST.
it's just shorthand. Yeah. Huh.
Why is it called quicksand if it drowns you slowly?
Man. Who is the comedian that was like, I was way more worried about quicksand as a kid than I needed to be?
Maybe it was Mitch Hedberg. It was somebody like that. But
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, dude, when I was a kid, I thought, yeah, dude, and legit, when I was a kid, like walking through the woods, I'd be like, is there quicksand around here? Mm-hmm. I thought it was everywhere.
Yeah.
I've never seen quicksand.
Yeah. I was always worried about Venus flytraps when I was younger, and I don't know if I've ever seen one.
I've seen one, but they're they're not what
big,
you think.
They're not scary. They're soft too.
Yeah, if you put your finger in, it's not going to take your finger off,
or have like acid in it. It just it's
yeah.
Okay, was that your? I've got more.
Yeah, go.
Okay. No, I haven't. Stop on it.
Okay.
Don't you smirk. Okay. Would you rather? So you have to make it 30 days.
Okay.
You are in a raft in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, or you have a tarp, and you are in the middle of the Sahara Desert. You got 30 days. And there's no getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you can't paddle to an
Do
island.
I have food and water?
Let's say no. Would you rather die in the water or on
I was about to say, would you rather die of... Dude, I used to watch so many of those shows that it was like, we got shipwrecked. And like, there was like 4 of us. One guy just went crazy and walked off the side of the raft thinking he was home, and then he just got ate by sharks.
Or he ended up drinking salt water and went nuts, and we hit him in the head with a stick.
Yeah. I don't know if that would be better or worse. Because, like, at least at that point, your mind...
Yeah, you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what you're doing. If you're in the desert, you're just going to be like,
but you'll go
hot.
You'll go crazy in the desert before you
Mirages? Yeah, that's true.
But you can see mirages on the water because all it is reflections. It's not... Mirages aren't in your head. They're the sun and the wavy.
Yeah.
And the... I guess you wouldn't have that on the water then.
Yeah.
Either one would
You'd
suck.
be like, look at that water over there that I can see in the ocean far away.
I'd much rather... Man.
Because when you're in the
don't
raft,
wanna
you're going to get wet, and your skin's going to start sloughing off.
Yeah, but I'll take slough skin over just beef jerkied. I don't know. Oh, it's so dry.
Both of
At
those
least you
suck.
wouldn't be dry.
Yeah,
you
but
could
that
dunk
salt
your
water's going to dry you out.
Yeah, but
the
you
salt
could
in the
dunk
salt.
your head and keep your hair wet at least for a minute.
That's going to be worse for you.
We're not making it 30 days regardless.
No.
I
guess just either one, fine.
The ocean.
Either one. Flip a
and
coin.
I'll just put my head under the ocean and just start hosing salt water. If it gets down to it, and I'll go bananas.
Yeah.
And y'all can have me.
Okay.
Neither, but sure.
What if dogs only lick us because they know we have bones inside?
Ew. Yeah. It's not bad.
Okay. Got one?
Have all of your clothes fit perfectly, no matter what. Or you literally, like, pillow, blankets, bed, room, the best combination possible for sleep?
The second one.
Really?
Sleep means so much, man. Like, people don't realize how much sleep means to you until you don't get enough
any.
Yeah.
Old vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
Dude,
the clothes fitting perfectly thing seems cool.
Yeah, but like my clothes don't have to fit perfect.
Yeah.
I'm not that
I
worried
wear
about
baggy
like
clothes.
I don't care that much about like the way that it fits me.
Yeah.
As long as it don't make me look like a
doofus.
Well, a hot dog about to bust, or a can of biscuits. Like you open a can of biscuits and the stuff's popping out.
The top of a real fat person's diabetic foot.
Yeah.
That's just about to just
pop out of a sandal. Yeah. Your belly button used to be your old mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dang, I had something about belly buttons. Did we talk about it on the podcast, or did I just bring it up? Why it feels so strange?
Yeah, because it was...
So that's outside skin on the inside of your tummy.
Yeah.
And outside skin has nerve endings for feel.
Mm-hmm.
But your inside skin doesn't have those nerve endings, or you'd feel it every time your kidney touched your belly and it would hurt.
Yeah.
It would just,
so when somebody touches your belly button,
but the belly, it's like a in between.
Yeah.
It's like the gash on Stranger Things.
Makes me so uncomfortable. Like even just talking about it right now, I feel uncomfortable because I hate
belly button stuff
in or around my belly button.
Have you ever stuck it in there so far that like you saw stars and almost passed out?
I hadn't done that because I don't mess with it. I don't mess with it like that. That's your own fault.
I know something.
That's
I've
your own
gotta tell
fault.
Meg to do.
No, I'll punch her in the face. She knows. No, she knows.
If you get second knuckle deep
Dude,
in your belly,
nobody's gotten fingertip. In my belly button.
If you go second knuckle,
stop, dude. That hurts.
You'll talk to God.
I'm not gonna do it.
You'll have a conversation with God.
Dude, I'm telling you, when I tell you, she might have touched my belly button twice, and then I was like, "Look, you are never doing that again." It's you now.
Oh, the belly button thing. Okay. Would you rather? I think this is my. Hold on. I think this is my last one.
Okay, that's fine.
It is my last one. Okay. Would you rather know how above or below average you are at everything? Like a statistical...
Yeah.
Or know how above or below... people were at one thing. Like you could tell...
Or I could look at them and tell how good they were at something.
At something, not everything. Or you can know everything about yourself.
It's just like one-time use on a person.
Yeah.
Like if I looked at you and I was like, I wonder how good he is at math. And I couldn't ever think about how good are you at social studies or something.
You maybe could, weekly, you could get some bodies.
I guess I'd rather know about myself.
Yeah.
Because like...
Who gives a rip what other somebody is? I'd like to know so I can get better at whatever my lowers are.
I would say it would be very convenient in... combat sports like jiu-jitsu. Like if I go into a jiu-jitsu room with a bunch of jiu-jitsu people, I can go
26, 28, 94. We're back over here at 26.
I want you.
Yeah.
Because like, so in gi class, it's real easy because everybody has a belt on that displays their level to some degree.
But that's a big level.
It is a big level, but at least you know that guy's a black belt and this guy's a white belt.
Yeah.
I've literally like seen a guy and been like in no gi because we don't have, there's no determinator. There's no outside.
Unless they have a tattoo on their arm.
Yeah, I'm a black belt. But there's no, and so I sit down with somebody, never seen them before. Maybe they go to another class all the time. Started rolling with a guy and I was like, I'm treading water. And then I was like, I'm drowning, like within 10 seconds. And I was like, hey, man, how long you been doing this? And he was like, oh, I'm a brown belt. And I was like, makes sense. You're about to get your black belt.
He wipes his forehead off with it.
So that would be extremely helpful. But yeah. So a beanbag is just a boneless couch.
Boneless couch, yeah.
Your keys... have traveled farther than your car.
Yeah, they walk within your pocket.
Does
Unless your car's ever been stolen, been hot wired and driven across the country.
Sure, yeah. In that one instance,
Just playing devil advocate.
does your stomach think that all potatoes are mashed?
To some degree, yeah.
Probably thinks everything's mashed.
Yeah, unless it's a liquid.
Yeah. Yep, that's all the ones I got. And that's
our
more
time,
than enough
folks.
time.
Yeah.
So,
Well, from here at Aggressive Medium Studios, is that right? Aggressive
sure.
Medium.
Yeah.
This is episode 111. It's Lee and Josh. Thank you guys for letting us into your hearts and minds and your places of work and your homes and
Your belly buttons.